Welcome to Golden League 2 Redemption Bracket. It is 3D Garnath versus Liquid.DeMusliM. They are both trying to get on their path back up to the main event for this weekend of Golden League 2. But they have got to go through each other. Only one man will be walking out of here. The other will pack their bags, heading down to Acapulco Bay. It looks like DeMusliM opening up with the gold and food, HRE things. Nothing too crazy here yet. But what do we have on the other side? Garnath playing as the Malians. They've got some civilization nerfs this last patch. Their house has got some more health points, in fact. But it'll be interesting to see how he plays this versus the HRE out here on Dry Arabia. A very standard map. We've had a lot of unique maps out here for Golden League. But this is about, you know, as plain as they come. And man, I love Dry Arabia. I could do an all Dry Arabia tournament. Maybe I'll host one someday. It'll be great. But starting out for this series, it looks like it's just going to be a regular HRE opening. Garnath and DeMusliM both played against some good guys up there on the top bracket today. But, you know, in previous tournaments past, there never was a redemption bracket. If you're out, you're out. So these guys would have been going home. But it's good to not lose either of these players for our main finals because they are both very good ones. And we'll see what happens here. Opening up doing basically the standard 5 to wood for villagers, and they ate 1 tree, and now they're going all to sheep. And he built a total of 6 houses. So this is pretty much the standard Mali opening I've been doing for a while. I got up to Conqueror 3 with Mali last season, and a good civilization. Seen them nerfed. It's good to see someone grabbing them out in this tournament. This is the first time I've seen someone play them today, but we'll see how they fare up against the HRE, who got some landmark changes in the second age. Let's see if he goes for the Aachen or he goes for something new. I feel like he'll probably go for the Aachen Chapel. Looking at he's kind of really thinking about where he placed that. And yep, that's what it's going to be. So standard Aachen Chapel, area inspiration. His goal is to, you know, inspire the food, the wood, the gold. This is an excellent place for an Aachen Chapel. You know, this is, he could have saved this wood, right? Oh. What is going on? DeMusliM! Very indecisive on where to build this. So I was going to say he could save this wood because this is going to be a drop-off point. But it looks like he just wants to get the wood chopping now. So restart his landmark. It looked like maybe he wanted to be able to fit farms. Maybe it was too far over. He wasn't going to fit farms, so he decided to move it over a little bit. I think that's what we're seeing there, because in the late game you want to use that. Now forward farms versus Mali makes me a little scared. I mean, of course, he could get some walls, but no stone walls here for this iteration of Golden League 2. And I think Garnath will probably go for some aggro Age 2 play. I would expect. Might see some Farimba action come in, but I've seen a lot of players do kind of some hybrid like action in Age 2 before going to the Castle Age. We'll see how Garnath plays this. He has, by the way, 6 villagers building that. 6 on the Aachen Chapel on the other side as well. Now, looking at the trade routes, because you got to sometimes with the Mali, because they might do some trading. We do have trade routes in the corner here on Dry Arabia. It's not always the case. So it could be excellent for trading, but considering that he didn't go for the Saharan Trade Network, I have a feeling he does not plan on using that. This is usually the landmark I choose when I want to do feudal pressure in the second age, because it just keeps your gold coming in, which you can use to fuel your javelins and your sofa. Get some techs. He's probably going to train a cow and then get his wheelbarrow here is what I expect. Let's see if that's what he does. Quite a few villagers on wood too. This wouldn't be really signs of someone who's trying to fast castle. Looks like he's going to add additional houses on back there. So might not even go for you might put a mine there on the corner, mining camp. Sometimes we don't see that. So it looks like he's gonna go for wheelbarrow and then maybe go for cattle. Didn't quite have the gold to do that yet. Well, he could have, I guess. I don't know. It's just different play styles. Okay, DeMusliM on the other hand, getting his wood. He has a lot of villagers on stone, so he is clearly going for, well, what is there are a lot of, I don't know if these are misclicks by DeMusliM, but like that was super weird. What is going on over there? Okay, well, I think he like thought he already had, maybe even just miscalculated the stone. I think he stopped at 950 instead of 850. Maybe he just miscalculated that, perhaps. But yeah, kind of weird there. So going to be starting a second town center there very soon. And there we go, Sofa. Well, maybe not Sofa. He's gonna get the Warrior Scout. So he only has one scout right now. I don't know why he wanted to get that right away. Sometimes I'll try a Sofa then get Warrior Scout, but there we go. He's gonna move on out. And let's see what's going on over here for DeMusliM. Dropping second town center on the deer. So he's going to secure his food source there for the day. Oh, he's slaughtering these sheep. Wait, do these one hit them? No, they take 2 hits. Maybe that's why he went for this? I don't know. I guess, let's see. So they do get more speed when they become a warrior scout. So maybe that's part of the incentive for doing this. And he's actually taking out some of these sheep, which is pretty obnoxious. They nerfed the con, used to be able to do this all the time, and they kind of nerfed that away. But that warrior's got able to get a little bit of value there. He's just sitting there, basically idling back that wood line for now. Has a barracks, has some spearmen coming out. And we see some Sofa, and we'll see if we see either javelin or regular archers. Looks like we can go for the old-fashioned standard archer for now. Did place down 1 mining camp back there. This is generating a lot of gold. First, the Malians, this pit mine that they build is the only civilization can do this. Extracts gold over time, and it's boosted by how many houses and mining camps you have around it. So you can see right now it's going to be bringing in 102 gold per minute. In addition to his landmark that's giving him 75 gold per minute. Going for a mid-map pit mine for his second one. You can get one of these in each age, and the reason why he's gone for this one is because since it's a large pit mine, you can fit more houses around it, meaning it will generate more gold than say if you built it on the smaller gold vein. So going for that, thinking, you know, I kind of have man patrol. He knows that his opponent's got 2 TCs. He scouted what was going on there, and so it's gonna be a 2 TC HRE boom versus a little bit of melee pressure. Now, he could just use this to follow up to the Castle Age, which we do see sometimes. But since he's training some archers, throwing out a barracks, I really feel like he's going to try to put on some pressure. And I feel like the HRE do pretty good under pressure. Because of the emergency repairs, they can really stay under their base. Not to mention they can add some man-at-arms into the game in the second age. Adding a few warrior scouts in there. So he's going to be able to take out the scout of his opponent. And now that, you know, that kind of takes down the intel of DeMusliM. He's not going to know about that second pit mine. He does have a stable, so he could train a second scout eventually. But for a while here, he's going to be kind of in the dark here against Garnath. Oh, did somebody say he's going for professional scouts? Did he get that? He did. Oh. You know, I haven't seen this in a bit. This is some good inspiration for me, because I play a lot of Malians, and I see your HRE players do this all the time, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. They're just going to chill there. They're going to be fine. Take their food. Okay, so professional scouts. We do see the archers picking off some of the spearmen, but there is one horseman causing some problems. And as you see, the scouts are kind of tied up with bringing the deer back home. Okay, DeMusliM taking out some archers. These are good trade for him. He really needs to get some warrior scouts out there, but he just is set on returning that deer back home. So losing several archers to these horsemen basically for free, but you know, maybe that's worth it because he can take a lot of food from his opponent. Perhaps that'll be worth it over time. Not only that, his food is super safe underneath his town center. You gotta think about each one of those deer has 350 food. It does take a lot of micro though to do professional scouts, so you have to click on the deer, but you can shift click them now apparently. It's something they changed about it on this patch apparently. There we go. So he's grabbing up those deer, gonna put them back under the town center. But DeMusliM's gonna see this, so he's gonna kind of know what's going on now. Because he might not have seen it before. He definitely knows now. Horsemen and archers moving out. Has a sofa in the mix. A few spearmen, 7 spearmen, 2 archers, and 3 horsemen. And they do okay under pressure because they can add in javelins that have pretty good range. But he might be looking to kind of just like get the surround on this army. DeMusliM's kind of trying to see What's going on? He's gone for 2 TC fetal pressure right now. Okay, Spearman. Donzo going to go to the front line. Archer's trying to micro back. And he's going to be kind of taking out this horseman. And then the Spearman will be up for grabs for the archers to get. So, Donzo up in there. Sofa taking some damage, microing his scouts to the back line. And I think Garnath's going to probably clean up this fight. We got archers and we have javelins. It looks like the Sofa are picking off all of the reinforcing archers right now for DeMusliM. And the Malian army looking pretty good in this situation. Donzo getting to throw those javelins every so many seconds. See that cooldown there. And a little back and forth. You can see the different in trade. Garnath has definitely gotten more value out of that. Not only that, he's the one with all the food underneath his town center. DeMusliM getting more stone. Is he going to go for a 3rd TC, or is he going to upgrade his tower, perhaps? Now, he can't do stone towers because of the ban on them. So he's going to just get arrow slits. Yeah, so he's going to go for some arrow slits there. Just to buy himself some time because he knows it might be a little bit in trouble building 2 outposts. Maybe we'll delete that lumber camp. Maybe that one as well. As he starts to set up some farms underneath his Aachen Chapel. Now, I have seen HRE players do quite often is instead of waiting till you run out of your sheep and run out of your deer to make this transition, well, he actually has run out. You can kind of slowly add in these farms, so it's not like a big hit to your economy, and it extends your food source. DeMusliM up there going for the berries right now. Garnath sneaking on up to the castle age. The Farimba garrison. You guys know it. You love it. You hate it. You fear it. It has been nerfed this patch, so look at the difference in cost. These units are more expensive than they used to be, and the Musafati are not generalists anymore. And he's going to be training archers out of this. We'll see if he goes for the poison arrows, which is right here, which is the damage for only damage over time in Age of Empires 4. They can be quite strong. Okay, we've got the scout there. I'm just kind of seeing what's up front, and he can drop down another pit mine if you want. He was still actually working on this one. Look at this. Has he been building houses this entire time? Or did he pull them back? Maybe he pulled that villager back. Didn't want to lose him. But let's see how much gold this is getting. 110 per minute. I don't know. That's still ramping up, maybe. Because I don't think it should match this one. Oh, that's 102 per minute. So it is more because it's the larger pit mine. And DeMusliM bringing some horsemen out. Needs to be careful about that because this army could quickly throw some javelins. Of course, the Donzo, but he's not going to see it. Runs by. Garnath should get eyesight on that because they ran up to the horses, or to the houses. And DeMusliM adding his own age up. The Ragnitz Cathedral, going to be an eco landmark, going for those relics out there. Of course, it makes the relics generate more gold while garrison. But Garnath sees that, and he's going to move into position. I bet DeMusliM might just run on by. Yep. He's just trying to buy himself some time, play the distraction. He doesn't want to fight this army head on. DeMusliM actually able to use the few deer that were left. He's able to eat those. We see three deer that are under his mill. Going after this horseman. Chasing him down. The Sofa, of course, would just shred this fight. But, yeah, well, he's building those houses back. He has not built a 3rd pit mine yet. We do see the blacksmith coming in, getting some of those techs for right now. Mosque as well, so he's going to be working on grabbing some relics. DeMusliM raiding, taking shots from that ranged army. That's what I was kind of talking about. But this is just a distraction. He's keeping the army away from his villagers, right? And DeMuslim's able to finish up that deer patch. He might build some mills here since he did build some outposts out there. I think we might see some farms. Okay, and Garnath looking like he's going to go for an attack here right now. DeMusliM back in the corner. Backed into the corner. But those horsemen were just kind of distraction. They did their job. Look at the villager count. 71 for DeMusliM. So look at that. His economy is going quite well, but there's some hidden eco for the Valiants, right? Because there's going to be 3 pit mines. He's got the Monza Quarry. You know, some of those things come into factor, not to mention the discount for the Fremba, but it's not as good as it used to be. Okay, so Garnath with his really mixed bag of an army. He has a little bit of everything in here. I don't know the UI tells you if they got the poison arrows, so I gotta check. I don't think he did. It is pretty expensive to get, but it is also really strong. But it's probably more important just to have more units here coming out of the Fremba for right now. So, DeMusliM upgrading his horsemen. He's also getting inspired warriors there from his Readiness Cathedral as he's out grabbing one of the sacred sites down to the south. We do see DeMusliM was able to secure 2 relics with Garnath getting 3, which is honestly less than ideal. He did go for the Readiness Cathedral, so he's losing out on a lot of eco now. He hasn't secured that 3rd one yet. Where is it? Well, oh, he just did. Okay, he just put it inside. Right there. Okay, so he got 3 of those relics, and now we've got Garnath grabbing some sacred sites, so he's taking map control. He's got 3 relics, he's getting some sacred sites. His eco's doing pretty good, but the HRE, don't mess around with them. They're very, very strong. You might want to move some of this stuff out of the way. As I mentioned at the beginning of the game, I think this forward Aachen Chapel could come back to haunt him later. I feel like in a lot of my matchups against HRE, I see them like turn these into bombard towers later, and that's really annoying. But these aren't stone towers. These are not bombard towers. It's going to be a little bit more challenging to turtle up. HRE really leans on those keeps and stone towers in a lot of places because they can stay alive for a long time. So going to change a little bit how the civilization plays, since those are not allowed here in the no Stone Age weekend. Going after those outposts, these outposts that might have been stone in, you know, a standard rule set around ladder, going to go down pretty quickly, and the relic with it, he can grab that with his imam and take it back home. So losing another relic is not good when you have that Readiness Cathedral landmark, of course. Taking out the stuff to the north, he has secured all 3 sacred sites. There you can see he has grabbed that relic. DeMusliM probably realized, like, crap, I should have brought that back in. Farm set up. Could even delete this if you wanted to. And Garnath's just kind of going for the low-hanging fruit, going for the outskirts. He's going to take this engagement. I was going to take a quick peek at Garnath's base, but it looks like this is going to have engagement. He's getting that poison arrow right now. We see that being researched, so that will help him pierce through the armor of these knights. Now, you see the inspiration here. He has the inspired warriors. A lot. Any villager that you see that's glowing, and his farm's setting up quite nicely for DeMusliM right now. So DeMusliM having really good control over his eco, not losing any of his villagers despite all that's been going on. And he's got, look, his farming set up. He's got his army there. He is controlling the situation from the defenders spot. And he was going to have to eventually break out because of the sacred site situation. But this sacred site's pretty close to his base, it feels like. It's like all these sacred sites are really far. They feel much further away from Garnath's base. I don't know why. Isn't that crazy? That's really where they are. Okay, big engagement going down right now. Not a ton of Donzo in there. I guess there's 18 in there. It's kind of hard to see sometimes in these fights. But this could be a decisive moment. Prelates on the back line dishing out some healing. Sofa's really kind of colliding with each other. Ideally, it would have been on the back line, but they haven't been able to. But he's able to clean up the rest of the fight. Of course, his poison arrows going to be a big factor. You're not seeing it on the UI. I don't know why. Sometimes it just doesn't. There we go. I see them. They're purple. I mean, if you look closely, the arrows are purple. These are the poison arrows. So Garnath will take a pretty good fight here. If he adds some siege in, it'd be interesting. Actually, neither player opting for any siege in that battle. I think Mangonels could have done quite a bit. DeMusliM with over 1k wood floating in the bank right now, and it does look like Garnath's going to back up. DeMusliM lost a chunk of army, but he still has got his eco going. Didn't lose two. He lost a few vills, but we'll see how this goes. Tower laying down some shots. These villagers are going to be in danger, though, on the front line. This is kind of what I mentioned at the beginning. Musafati, though, charging in, getting melted by the archers, of course. But Garnath, with that sacred site timer ticking down, he's got 3 sacred sites, not to mention 4 relics. That is a ton of gold per minute. Look at the gold per minute right now for Garnath. Not to mention 3 pit mines. That one's out of gold, apparently. And it kind of feels like Garnath can kind of do whatever he wants right now. And he knows, like, this is the target. These are where all the villagers are at the front. As So he brings some siege to the battlefield, really can take it out. But for now, continuing to reinforce with archers, poison arrows, and sofas. But doesn't matter. DeMusliM taps out in game number 1 of this best of 3 in the redemption bracket. So here's the situation. He's got DeMusliM up against the ropes. If he loses in this next game, Garnath will advance on to the finals. DeMusliM will be out for the first weekend of Golden League 2. And that's pretty major for a Red Bull Wololo contestant. So DeMusliM is going to want to bring some tricks into the next game. And I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining me for round number 1. We'll see you over in game 2.